Okay. Is this working? Okay. Ooh, I think my streaming quality is really bad. Um, anyway, sorry. It took me forever to figure out how to do this. So I don't know how the quality is. This is my first time doing YouTube Live. Please forgive me if it's bad. I'll just delete it and redo this on a different app or with a different, like, without doing it live. So anyway, Ashley here, Hustle at Home Mom. I'm going to give you the answers to the top 5 questions that I get most frequently, like at least on my Instagram. And that's where I have the majority of you following me and hanging out with me. So let's get started. So the number one thing is, how do I get started? And that's what I get all the time. How do I get started on Amazon? And like this is the hardest question for me to answer, honestly, because I don't know how to get you started specifically. I mean, here's what you do. I mean, and here's what I did. I went to YouTube and hopefully I'll have like a tutorial for you guys. But I went to YouTube and I just searched for how to get started with Amazon FBA, how to prepare your first shipment, and that's really it. Like, all you need to do is this. I'll give you a very brief overview, right? So all you need to do is download the Amazon Seller app and make sure you have signed up for an Amazon Seller account. You just go to sellercentral.amazon.com, sign up for an account. It's really that easy. And if you want to start out just as a personal instead of like a professional account, that's totally fine too. And it's really easy to do. They'll charge you $1 per item that you sell if you're not a professional account. But that's an easy way to just send a few items in and get the hang of it. So I would definitely start there. And then you can download the Amazon Seller app for your phone. And by doing that, you can just scan barcodes of items that you see at the store. Like, that's where you just need to find products to sell. So that's where I would get started, is just download the app once you've signed up as an Amazon seller and scan things around your house. See what's around your house. And and then just watch my Amazon Seller Rank Explained video. I think that's my second video that I did. Go search for it. I'll have a link to it here as well. And that'll explain Amazon Seller Rank. So that's all you really need to know is my sales rank good for my item? And sales ranks are different for different categories. And will it make me money? And if you're finding it around your house and it sells for money, it's free, it'll probably make you some money. And the Amazon Seller app breaks down fees for you. It breaks down profit. Like, it's pretty straightforward. So that's how I would get started. And then from there, it is a rabbit hole. You can go as deep and as wide as you want. You can put in as much money as you want. So I would definitely recommend going a little slow at first just till you get the hang of things. But it's really pretty much that easy. And just be aware, you're going to be restricted in certain categories. You're going to be restricted with certain brands. Just keep looking for brands that you are not restricted in. And a great place to start is books. And if you saw any of my earlier videos, you'll see that half of my sales last year were books. And they're not restricted for the most part. There's a few that are. In used condition, they're not restricted. And they can make you really good money. So that's a great place to start. And then same with eBay. If you want to start eBay, just sign up as an eBay seller, find things around your house that you think will sell, take pictures of them, stick them on eBay. I mean, that's really the only way. And then your technique and the way you do it will improve as time goes on. So those are the answers. That's like my best answer to the how do I get started question. I will do a separate video about the supplies and tools that I use, but I did not start out with any supplies. I started out with maybe a box or two, that's what you need, and my normal printer, my normal laser printer, and that was it. So really not anything else. Like, you just need to be able to pack a box, ship it to Amazon, and that's it. It's as easy as that. So anyway, that's the answer to my first question. And I'm not able to see, my stream health is not great, so I'm sorry if this video is not looking great for you guys. Oh, and there's a bunch of people here. I'm just seeing the chat right now. Hi, guys. Thanks for supporting me. Sorry that this stream is going to be rough. Okay. Anyway, all right. And then the second question I get, how many hours a week do I spend on my business? So let me answer that for you guys. I have two small children. If this is the first time you're watching me, I have two small children. I have a 3-year-old and a 4-year-old, and they will go to preschool this year. So that gives me 3 times a week, 2.5 hours at each time. So you can add that up. What is that? 7.5 hours during the week that I will have to work while they're gone. And then I have quiet time each day. So my boys don't nap anymore, but they do have quiet time. So that is it's like an hour in the middle of the day. So I have that. If you add that up, that's an additional 5 hours. So that brings it up to 12.5 hours. And then you have evenings, which can be from 9 o'clock to midnight, depending on how crazy I'm being and how much caffeine I've had. So generally though, I try to keep it to 15 to 20 hours a week, more on the 15-hour side, just because I don't want to be a frazzled, crazy mom. And I want to be as efficient as I can with those 15 hours. I think that's plenty. And I do wake up early on Saturdays to go garage sailing. So yeah, if you add it all up, about 20 hours a week is what I do, 15 to 20. And it seems pretty doable for me right now. I'm hoping to just continue to get more efficient, outsource where I need to outsource, hire people on to do some of the things that I can hire people to do and have less stress on me. One of those things is finding a way to have a fulfillment center handle all of my online orders, but we'll get to that later. So yeah, anyway, that's about as much time as I spend. And I can't stress this enough. Like, if you don't have kids, kids in a family are wonderful, and I would not trade it for anything, and they're the center of my life. But like, if you are single and you don't have any attachments, or even if you have a significant other, like, go ham on this. I would say there's just no reason not to. It's very lucrative and it's really cool. Oh, whoops. I'm buffering a lot. Sorry. My internet is really not great, so I'm sorry if any of you are suffering with this. Anyway, so yeah, you can really, like, just people who don't have children, you have so much time and you can make this work really well. And like, you get to decide when you want to sleep in. You get to decide when you want to go on vacations. Moms don't really get that option as often. So, okay, and then my next question, what would I have to sell each month to replace my job? So that's a tough question because it's going to be different for everybody. So hold on, let me check my buffering really quick. I'm going to scroll down the comments. Maybe people are commenting that they can't see me. Oh, you guys are so sweet. Okay, good. Hi, it's so good to see you guys. It's very comforting to see you here in my chat because this is my first YouTube live and it's scary. Oh, okay, I see your questions. New with tax clothing that's maybe a year too old. Yeah, I do. You totally can. Okay, it's good now. Good. You totally can. Resale life. Oh, real life resale. Yeah. Yeah, you can. As long as it's new with tags. The thing is, though, Amazon can be really strict. So I would recommend, like, if you have the receipt and if you have a way of documenting that it was purchased as a new item, Amazon can sometimes, you know, be a little crazy about copyright infringement or not copyright, like about intellectual property is what I'm trying to say. So if you have an IP claim against you, you need proof that it's an authentic item. So if it's a year or two old, I would just recommend that you have proof that it's authentic. So anyway, I don't want this video to go too long. So yeah, what would I have to sell each month to replace my job? That's the third question I'm going to cover. And that's a tricky one because it just depends on what your living expenses are. Are you living in the Bay Area, California, which I did for a time and it's outrageously expensive? Or are you living in good old Utah where things are a little cheaper? So like, I don't know. Here's the deal. Okay, with Amazon especially, you're going to take home, if you're thrifting at like thrift stores and you're getting items there, books especially, like even if you sell $10,000 worth of books a month, about $4,000 to $5,000 of that will be profit, assuming that you're getting them for $1 or $2 each. So, and that profit though does not count taxes, which go ahead and take out 25% or a third for your taxes just to be safe, put that in an account. And then how much are you going to reinvest in your business? Is that, so like, let's say, for example, you do only books and you sell $10,000 a month of books and you net $4,500. For the sake of math, let's do $5,000. You net $5,000. You're going to need to take about a third of that, 25% a third, to save for tax season, because you don't want to forget that. You don't want that to sneak up on you. So that's, what is that, $1,500 or so. And then what does it take to keep replenishing your inventory? So now you're down to $3,500. Can you live on that? Or do you want to save $1,000 to replenish that inventory and keep sourcing? Like, and some people, for me, to grow to where I've been, I have to reinvest everything, and I'm just continually rolling it in and rolling it in. So if you do want this to replace your income, it's totally possible, of course, but you're gonna have to be really disciplined. I should mute my phone, but I didn't. But you're gonna have to be really disciplined in how you do your finances, and I would recommend a bare bones budget until you can fully, like, until you're really rolling with and you feel comfortable that you have plenty of capital to roll back into your business and you're not feeling like you're going to run out. Like, if that would be terrible if your living expenses cut in to your sourcing expenses and you weren't able to get enough inventory in, or you had a poor Q4 and then now you're coming into the slow spring summer season and you don't have enough money coming in. So I would do it as a side business to your full-time job as long as you can, until you get enough of a nest egg and then you have enough income coming in to really replace it. So that would be my recommendation. But the sky's the limit. Really, the sky's the limit. Take into account, though, the people who are selling $4,000 a day and more are spending a lot of money to get those numbers. So take that into account before you start with your, like me, I started with $1,000. I wasn't expecting huge days right away. My money ran out, I had to wait for sales, and then I could reinvest again. So, and the same goes for now that I'm doing eBay, same goes for eBay. So, okay. Hardest part about reselling, that's my fourth question, the hardest part. Because people, like, I think people get intimidated and scared, and they just don't even want to start because they're nervous that, like, it's going to be too hard. I'm just checking in with the comments. Thanks, you guys. 3 kids. Wow. Yeah, it's super hard. Like, with children, it's hard for sure. The hardest part, though, yeah, is really time. I have small children, and I want to maintain a good home and work balance, and that can be really difficult. There are great sales going on at department stores, but then I don't want to drag the kids along because I know they're going to throw tantrums and be upset, and like, I just don't want to deal with that, but I also don't want to miss out on the amazing deals. So it's tough. For me, I'm trying to maintain a balance that fits me in my life. So that's pretty much the hardest part. And also, you're like, experiencing the failures at first are like really annoying. Like, items that you were so excited about that either the price tanks on and you don't get, you know, the return you thought you would, or that have a poor sales rank and just don't end up selling, or the items that people return, which is just the worst. Like, for example, I had a $250 dress that I sold that I was so excited about on Amazon, and it was returned like just under the 30-day window, and I was so annoyed. Like, that happens, so that can be hard too. It can be disheartening. Plus, like, if you have a slow sales day or a slow sales week or month, that can be really disheartening too, and it gets frustrating. So I would just recommend, like, try to look at the good, try to have your goals set, have a goal for how much inventory you're going to put into your account and the work you're going to put in each day, and sending shipments consistently, and the sales and everything else will follow naturally. So, but yeah, that was another question that I got. And then the last question, probably another huge question that I get, and like, I don't know how detailed I can get into this answer, but it's, where do you source for your items? And like, this just depends. This just depends on where you're at financially and what you're willing to do, what you're interested in doing. If you're starting with very little money, a thrift store is going to be the way to go. Thrift stores, clearance aisles, things where you can easily replace that money that you're like, the places where you're spending very little and getting a nice return. So places like the book section of a thrift store will be great. If you scan all those books, you'll pull out a few $100s net profit every time. At least that's been my experience. And then if for eBay, if you want to go into the thrift clothing section, look for certain brands. Also, if you're starting with very little money and you need to like 10x your return, garage sales and yard sales. I pretty much in the summer, all I've been doing is yard sales, garage sales, and online arbitrage, which means I'm buying things online. I'm finding deals online. And I'll go into that in that's too much to answer in this video, so I'll go into that in another video later. But that's it. That's all I'm doing to maintain my numbers right now. So garage sales, yard sales, online. You can though, and that's the thing. If you have mobility and you're not a mom with little kids, if you have mobility, you can go to places like, I mean, Walmart is great when you're starting out. It has a clearance aisle usually, and you'll scan those items and you'll see, oh, they're worth 3 times more than I'm buying it for. That was my benchmark, by the way. If I can buy it for a third of what it's going to sell for generally, then I'll get it. And that means a third goes to Amazon and a third goes to the cost of the item, and then a third comes back to me as profit. I was okay with that. That's 100% return, right? So yeah, if you have the mobility, you can go to Walmart, Target. The big box stores are great, but like just keep in mind that the items that they are putting on clearance are also being put on clearance everywhere else in the country. And thousands of other people just like you who are reselling are going to go find those items, put them in their Amazon store, and take the price. So that happened to me a lot. I would go get something on clearance at Walmart and then be so excited because the return was great. Send it in, and by the time, like in that week where it took, like I processed it, sent it in, it hit the warehouse and went live, the price had dropped because people are racing to the bottom because they want to get their money back. It's really annoying. I wish everyone would just hold their price, but they don't. They think they have to tank the price to get the buy box, and that's not true. So annoying. So if you can find stores that are less nationwide and like more local, you're gonna have more success. At least I've seen more success when there are more local mom and pop stores around. And this is again all retail arbitrage. We can talk about private label and wholesale in another video, and I'm not well versed in those, so as I grow, I'll try to teach as I go. But this is just specifically retail arbitrage and online arbitrage. But yeah, okay. So, but if you do that method, like like the top stores you can source from, right? Marshalls, Ross, Target, Walmart, Best Buy. Like there's like really just you're gonna want to go to every store, find your honey hole, go to every store, scan every item, and see what's coming up good for you. Like for a while, Walgreens. The Walgreens clearance was really good for me. I'm ungated in health and beauty, and their little clearance section was a great little spot for me, and I found some good stuff. So you'll just have to kind of drive around and find it. So yeah, definitely. But if you're buying new items, brand new items from the store, you are going to have to spend more money. So just be ready for that. Whereas if you're only going to thrift stores, garage sales, yard sales, you're spending very little and generally like getting 10 times your money back or more. Like that really is probably what happens. Every time I go to garage sales, I end up spending about $100 to $200, and I'll potentially see $1,000 to $2,000 in sales, which is crazy but true. So yeah, that was the last question. Let me quickly, because I don't want this again to be 20 minutes. Whoops. Let's see. Okay. Oh yeah. Let me just go quickly and answer the question. Hi, Laura. It's so good to see you here. Let's see. Okay. When do I take pictures? That's such a good point. Like, because it is hard with little kids. So I take my pictures. The thing that's tricky is I try to use natural light when I'm taking my pictures. So that means I'm limited to the daytime because I just find that my pictures are the best when the natural light is coming in. I don't know. I'm not a professional photographer, so I do have a lighting setup, but it's not that great. So the pictures get done while my kids are at preschool. That's what I try to do it when they're out of the house, because they will literally, if I try to do it even with like a movie on and like me in the corner doing my thing, they will want it. They're drawn to the soft white backdrop I use, like moths to a flame, and they have their dirty little toes and their little jam hands, and they want to touch it, and they want to touch the clothing, and I just am like, no, get away. So I mean, so yeah, it's best when they're at preschool and or during quiet time, but I do try to, or when my husband gets home, sometimes I have enough daylight, just enough to get an hour in. But really, I can't photograph in large chunks. I don't know about you, but I can't photograph in large chunks. I have to do a stack at a time. Saturdays are also great because my husband's home and he can generally help the kids out or watch them while I'm doing my garage sale pictures. And then what I do is once I take my big stack of pictures, is all as I go throughout the week, and this is just for eBay, by the way, I will be posting those on eBay, like at the pool, the park, and just as we're like waiting in a drive-through or whatever. Yes, I go to the drive-through with my kids. That's a confession, a real Ashley confession. But anyway, yeah, my kids are cute. They're crazy. Thank you. Well, thanks, you guys. I think I'm going to head out now. I have about 100,000 things to do. I have so much to do and so much to process, but I'm glad I was able to jump on real quick. To just give a quick shout out to my other pages. You can find me Instagram at Hustle at Home Mom, Facebook Hustle at Home Mom. You can like the page, and I'll link to this video there. And I also have a website that's not as built out as I want it to be, but I have one blog post up. I'm gonna hopefully add more, and that's hustleathomemom.com. Thank you for joining me, and I hope you guys have a really great evening. I'm gonna try to do this at least once or twice a week, so definitely try to catch me next time. I'll see ya.